Hello.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Karen Meerman.
Karen. Where are you from?
I'm from Holland.
Holland. How long have you been living here in Costa Rica?
I've been living here in Costa Rica for about 5 years right now. I think it's already 5.5. Yes.
Why did you come to Costa Rica?
Well, that's a funny story because first time it was just for holidays. It was just for, well, with a friend of mine. We decided to go on holidays, but we didn't know where to go. So what we did, we opened like the encyclopedia, like with the world map in it. And I just closed my eyes and it just had my finger and that was Costa Rica.
Really?
So that's why we came to Costa Rica, and it was just for holidays, like about 2 weeks. And we just traveled around Costa Rica backpacking, so taking all the public buses and go everywhere where we wanted to.
Nice.
So it was good. Yeah, it was quite fun. Yes, we really enjoyed it.
So, what do you do here?
Right now I'm teaching English here at Centro Cultural, and yes, that's pretty much the job that I have here.
Could you tell me a little bit about your family?
About my family, yes, well, this is a nice story as well. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. My brother still lives in Holland. My little brother, well, I always say little brother, but he's already has like 28 years old, so he is quite big as well. But he still lives with my parents. My brother is married and has 2 little girls. They both, well, they all live in Holland. And my sister has the same problem as I did, and I had. So she went abroad as well. So she's living with her husband in Suriname and with her 2 little sons.
So you live with your husband here?
Yes.
Is he Costa Rican?
Yes, he's Costa Rican, yes.
Oh,
So I married like 1.5 years ago. Yes, 1.5 years ago. Yes. I got married. And yes, living with a Costa Rican guy, so it's quite fun. Quite fun, yes, and it's been, for both of us, it has been a new experience, but a great experience as well. I mean,
could we talk a little bit later on about that
yes,
process
no
of
yes.
adapting to different cultures?
Yeah.
So what is your new hometown like?
My new hometown like, well, it's Mojones de Desamparados, that's how it's called. So it's part of Desamparados, de Alajuela, but it's just small. It's very small, but and I think it's not even like a town. I mean, it has, I think Mojones de Desamparados, it doesn't even have a church, as most of the towns do have, because it's just part of Desamparados. But what I like about it is that it's very quiet. Well, there's a lot of traffic, but it's quiet. You still feel like if you're in the mountains and outside of the city, and that's what I really enjoy about it, living in Mojones de Desamparados, because I work in a city, and it's nice to be there in the city, and it's, well, you have all the stores and shopping and stuff like that. But to live in a city, I would probably not be able to, because I really like the outside country. I really like, where I live right now. It's quite good.
Is Costa Rica very different to Holland?
In a certain way. I think what I've noticed is that it's very different. Well, the people is very different. Like here in Costa Rica, the people is very open to new people, and they really, like the first time that I came to Costa Rica, they really receive you as one of them. They like almost receive you with open arms, so it's like, okay, you really feel at home. And I think that in Holland, people are more, how do you say it? They are more
maybe cold?
Yes, cold. Like they first have to get to know you before they will accept you as a friend, or before they will share things with you. And I think that for me, that was really like the biggest difference that I noticed. And well, then again, Holland is very focused on its economy, business, and stuff like that. So for me, working in Holland was, was very stressful. I didn't really like it, so that's probably part as well why I came to Costa Rica to try something different. I mean, I could work there, but it's just yeah, it's very, what I say, it's very stressful in Holland. It's like the 24/7 economy, and everything has to be done before yesterday, and well, yeah, you're always running and around to get things fixed. So I think that's, yeah, difference with Costa Rica as well.
Interesting. Have there been any difficulties going back to, being married to a Tico, and could we describe that process briefly?
Well, I think first of all you have the language, and it's probably one of my, I really like speaking Spanish, and I know a lot in Spanish, but still like all the typical things and how to describe someone's feelings and how do I feel and what do I want to say and how do I say it. That in the beginning was very frustrating getting to know my husband, because especially my husband, he's very like talking to everybody, and he has like all those typical sayings in Spanish and what. Okay, what do you mean? And so that was first maybe like a frustration, and sometimes I do still have that part of me being very very like, I really want to know it all, and it's very frustrating for me if I don't know the word, or if I don't know how to say it, or if I can't understand the whole conversation. And then again, yeah, for me, I was very organized. I am still very organized, and my husband is like maybe what the Ticos do have is that it doesn't really matter if you arrive late to something. So I remember when we started dating, that in the morning light we had to go to church, and it was on a Sunday morning, and I said, you pass for me at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I was outside at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he wasn't there, so I was like, okay, 5 minutes later. So I could already send him a message like, okay, where are you? Are you already coming or whatever? And he was like, yeah, I'm always coming or something like that. So that was like really something that I had to adjust to, because I was like very on time with everything, and he was like, okay, well, like a Ticos are probably. So it was kind of difficult at the beginning, because I was frustrated with him as well, because sometimes he said, just a little bit later, or just a little bit later, and then I said, okay, sorry, and I left. So, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you feel at home in Costa Rica?
Oh yes, definitely. Yes.
You do?
At that part, I think I wouldn't go back to Holland. No, just because Holland is my mother country, but I don't feel it like I have to live there or have to get back to Holland. So I'm really like, Costa Rica definitely is my home.
So what do you like and dislike about your new life here?
Well, I definitely like that Costa Rica doesn't have winter. Well, you call it winter, but for me it's just the rainy season, and with the rain it's still warm and stuff like that. So it doesn't really have the cold from Holland, and in Holland I was always complaining about the cold.
Oh, really?
Always complaining about the cold. So it was like, okay, yeah, Costa Rica, that's one of the positive things that it's always done. And I really like the country, nature, and stuff like that. So yeah, Costa Rica is definitely a country that has all things into just a small country, and Costa Rica is. Life as well, what I already said is that the people, I really like the people. They are so open to new things, new people, and they receive you as if you're one of their own. And yeah, things that are really nice.
What about what you dislike?
Well, I think the punctuality, like being on time for different activities, that's something that I really had to get used to it. I was like, okay. For example, especially things when Costa Rica people has also things that, okay, tomorrow it's fixed, and then you call tomorrow. No. By the way, tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. For example, that would happen when my car was with the mechanic. And he said, tomorrow. And then I called the next day and he said, no, not fixed yet. And that's what I couldn't understand, because if he had told me that the car would be fixed in 2 days or 3 days, okay, that's fine. I can wait. But if he tells me that it's tomorrow, and then that tomorrow, the next day, it's not fixed, then I'm like, but why do you tell me then that it's tomorrow? So that was like, well, this like some sort of frustration because I couldn't understand why they are like that. I mean, don't complicate the whole situation. Just tell me that it.
And they're just maybe trying to be polite or make you feel
Yeah,
good. Or
because in another way as well. I mean, and my husband is like that as well. Sometimes I say, well, you just have to say no, or you have to say yes. For example, they do not really say no or say yes. They always say like this maybe, but in the end they say maybe no. So they're like, okay. And then I say, well, just say no if you can do it, or just say yes if you can. So it's like, for me it's very simple. I would be very direct and say, well, that's sorry, I don't have time. But they would probably say that it's not polite, and they will try, well, maybe I will see, or maybe tomorrow, stuff like that. And then I'm like, you already know that you can't do it, so why do you say it like that? You know, you're complicating your life.
Yeah. So what do you miss, Karen?
Oh, I miss probably my family, probably my friends. As I say, I don't really miss like the country itself because I really like Costa Rica. I do miss a lot the cheese from Holland. That's one of the things that my parents always sent in a small package to me to have here, like a piece of cheese. And there's one candy, the typical candy from Holland. It's called drop, and that's one of the things that I do really miss from Holland. It's really like, they always, when my parents send me a package, they always send those two things. It's one of the things that I always need to have here, or I can live like 2 or 3 months without it, and then I have to see how I get it because otherwise it's getting frustrating. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, Karen.
You're welcome.